I think the future will be held by those who can steal attention. In this day and age, anybody that's going viral consistently on the internet is thinking about it. So I think personal brand is an okay way to say it, but I would say instead, I'm becoming my own walking ad platform.
I'll say, hey, just do that, just post it. Like, well, it's easy for you to say, Neil.
I was nowhere before 4 years ago. Never had filmed a video, never had done a podcast. The key to success is really consistency plus duration and ideation. So if you do that for 6 months, every single day, I'm pretty sure your life and your content will change.
When you were starting out as a content creator, did you feel like you faced some adversity? Is that just in our head, or is it a true barrier?
I actually don't really love doing videos all the time, but I started to realize something, and that was...
Yes, welcome to the Digital Advisor Weekly Workshop, not broadcast. And what we're watching here is an interview on the Neil Holmes Show of Cody Sanchez, who's one of my heroes. She came from the venture capital world into the marketing world through analytics, and then has helped invest and apply marketing strategies to dozens and dozens of businesses across all industries, including financial, by the way, which is always helpful to listen to somebody talk about marketing that applies to our industry as financial advisors, life agents, real estate agents, mortgage brokers. Super helpful. And as we're waiting for people to log in, this is a long weekend, Labor Day, so there are lots of people traveling, so they'll catch the replay. In the meantime, as we get people in the room and people let us know where they're coming from, where they're listening from, what platform they're on, then we're going to play a little bit more of this interview of Cody Sanchez.
So Cody, thank you so much for being here today. It's a true honor to have you with us. And if you don't know, the Forward family here, we are all working on building our personal brands. We are all content creators, and we just want to set ourselves apart from the competition. That's what everyone here is trying to do, is to grow their business. Cool. And so I thought there'd be no one better than someone who is all in on personal brand and has built many, many businesses across all different industries. And so we have millions of followers now across multiple platforms. Your best-selling author. By the way, the new book is amazing.
Thank you.
And so as someone who's all in on personal brand now, how would you define personal brand is what I would like to say.
Well, I think we're in the age of AI, right? We all know this. You guys are seeing more content being created than ever. You're seeing more jobs being outsourced to technology than ever. We invest in it every single day. And I think when I started doing content, 4 years ago online and caring about a personal brand, I was nowhere before 4 years ago. Never had filmed a video, never had done a podcast. I was a nerd in a spreadsheet in Excel. That's my happy place as an investor. I actually don't really love doing videos all the time. But I started to realize something, and that was that the ultimate differentiator that nobody sophisticated wants to acknowledge is not going to be capital, how much money that you have. And I know this because my friends at Sequoia, who are big, huge investors, they only allow nonprofits to invest now. They will not take actively many people's money. And simultaneously, the people who are building businesses now, who built these big, huge SaaS companies and these big tech companies, what are they starting to realize? It's not product that's king, it's distribution that's king. And so it used to be, do you guys remember back in the day, your first video, the first thing that you put out? Do you remember telling somebody that you were going to do it or showing somebody and you got kind of a little cringe? Did that happen to anybody in here? Why are you doing that? You're too old for that. You look silly. Why don't you just do the normal thing? Well, I think you guys were becoming the normal. And what is actually not so normal is to have a great product that nobody fucking talks about because you have no attention.
Yes.
And that is the power of personal brand. It's not an ego thing. It's not about you being famous, me being famous. I'd rather be rich than famous. But
all right.
You know what's wild? Some of the worst advisors I know, the ones who'd struggle to explain compound interest, are stealing clients right now. Not because they're smarter, but because they've mastered the only game that matters in 2025, attention. Meanwhile, most advisors are still sending quarterly newsletters like it's 1998. Just so you know, your clients would rather watch a dog on TikTok ride a skateboard. The truth? A Attention beats expertise every time. If you're not visible, you don't exist. So stop waiting for permission. Stop hiding behind old school tactics and start using HeyGen to flood the feed and own the spotlight. That's what today's about. Turning HeyGen from shiny object into a secret weapon. So you're the Netflix of your market, while everyone else is still stuck paying late fees at Blockbuster.
And as you can tell, that was my AI avatar, only as an example to what is possible using HeyGen, and not just avatar clones, but also using different version of animated avatars and purposefully, or what I would call hybrid avatar, where obviously you've augmented your avatar. You may want to look a little bigger, that you've been in the gym. Ladies may want to have longer hair. You can have fun with it. Everything that you ever can imagine, you can make come to life on screen without all the production crew time and effort. And this could be a lot of fun. You also can do an avatar within an avatar, meaning that when you saw those images come up on the screen, you can create animated cartoon avatars that demonstrate whatever it is that you're talking about. And you can create your own little mini presentations. If you're in a workshop, traveling around, you're doing it live, why not show animated, entertaining cartoon avatars to illustrate what you normally would draw out on a whiteboard? Entertainment and education, we got to combine them, because of this day and age, attention spans are shrinking. And how do we captivate on that? Well, it's important for us to stay relevant. I just saw a study come out yesterday. Kevin O'Leary was talking about this. He's a really famous investor, Shark Tank investor. And he talked about, if we don't keep up, if you are 50 or older and you're not keeping up with AI, the national average is now 75% of people, high income earners, I would say 6 figures and above. So it's really mid to high level income earners that lose their job after the age of 50, or their business. 75% of them will struggle to find employment within 10 years, if at all before, without going back to, and I'm talking about an equivalent job at an equivalent salary. So many of them opt out for part-time jobs that don't pay anywhere near what they were making before. And so relevance is important. How do you stay relevant? You stay tuned in to our show, only because instead of you spending the whole week of watching the trends and learning the new tools, all you have to do is show up once, and we'll summarize it for you so that you don't have to spend all the painstaking time trying to stay up with all the new technology that's coming out. Which one do you use? Which one works best? Which one's most affordable? That's what we're trying to do for you, and then fill you in a quick check-in. And if you can't, like so many who are traveling this weekend, can't show up live, that's okay. You lose some of the handout benefits, but they still can watch the replays on, we usually have them on YouTube. So if you're looking for the replay, tell people go to YouTube, and we have every week there for you. All right. My name's Rob Souza, if I hadn't said that already, and you're here in our weekly workshop. Digital Advisor Weekly on Wednesdays identifies things that we think your attention should be focused on to solve a problem. And then Fridays, we do our workshop, our coaching session, or our workshops, to show you a deeper dive on how to implement the solution so that you're not stumbling around figuring out some sort of new software platform. We've got you covered. And Wednesday, I promised 3 things. The HeyGen playbook, and we're going to get that to you here at the end, so stick around to the end. And the real business integration, we're going to go over that. And then my favorite is the attention hacking strategy, because we opened up today that attention is everything. Most of these advisors that are beating you to business are not smarter than you. They're not more talented than you. They just have more attention than you. They built themselves an audience. Let's take the 3 biggest financial advisor marketers right now in this country. David McKnight, Tom Hegna. Who else can we throw in? We could throw in there Ed Slott. We could throw in Susie Orman. We could throw in, okay, that's enough. What's the one thing all of them have in common? Radio show, TV show, published book. Why? Because it got them in, they understood the value of getting a large enough audience's attention. You could have, again, the best service in the world, but if nobody knows, it doesn't matter. You need to be first to market, and you need to capture the largest audience. And if you are ahead of the curve, if you're adopting technology faster than your competition, then it'll cost less time, less money to get in front of more people, and you will be the loudest voice in the room. Attention is everything. Building an audience is everything. All these years we've done direct mail, PPC, Facebook advertising. And at the end of the day, we know it's always a numbers game. If we can get a 1% conversion on direct mail, if we can get a 1% conversion on Facebook ads, then it's a success. So if 1% is that industry standard of response rate to get attention, boy, we got to get in front of a whole lot of people to get a large enough audience. And that's why we jump on camera so often. That's why we do live streams. That's why we do video reels every day. That's why we do multiple platforms. I can't stand using Twitter, but I'll tell you what, if I get 1 or 2 more people into my audience because I posted something on Twitter, is it worth it? It's free advertising. So you have 2 choices. You either pay to grow your audience, like radio shows, TV shows, and radio actually on the AM radio, the old school way of doing it, where there was a weekly radio show Saturday mornings, or Tom Hegna, Saturday mornings on PBS every single week for a decade. We're talking about advisors who understood the value of attention and invested 6 figures into having a weekly show, having a book written for them. So attention is the one biggest missing factor to get in front of a big enough audience to where that audience will convert into people reaching out to you and scheduling appointments with you without you going out and trying to prospect or network a room. So if you're not having inbound interest, if people aren't landing on your calendar, it's because you haven't garnered a big enough audience. You haven't grabbed the attention of a big enough audience. That's what we're going to focus on today, because scale is hard. You either have to put the money to get in front of those kinds of audience, like a commercial, traditional advertising, or you just got to be like Caleb Gilliams from Better Wealth, and he will, I think Winning Stages was the last workshop I attended of his. That guy knows how to get on 5 to 10 stages a week. And it doesn't even have to be about finance. He's just growing his audience of relationships. And it's called Winning Stages. You can go check out Caleb Gilliam. Lots of great, he was one of the top producing under 30 financial advisors and has done a lot of great things to help advisors grow. Okay. All that being said, we're glad you showed up, because most advisors won't, and especially with the vacation. And this is your opportunity to get ahead of them, because if they don't show up and you do have a competitive advantage. Most will keep hiding behind, like mentioned in the intro, boring newsletters, email invites, or email, here's what I'm going to teach you this week. White papers that are simply ChatGPT generated, when most people can just go to ChatGPT and search for that white paper themselves, because a white paper these days is really just a search query in ChatGPT and they can read their own. and they can choose their own sources instead of trusting your output of ChatGPT. They can go do it themselves, or the awkward LinkedIn. Let me teach you about Roth conversions. Let me teach you about optimizing your Social Security. Basically, what everybody else is teaching, and there's probably 100,000 people talking about the same thing in social posts on LinkedIn. Do you feel like you're working hard and you're posting, and yet the audience doesn't seem to grow? Well, that's what we're trying to help you with today. And if the fewer people are garnering attention, you leveraging the power of AI, then you will start to have that competitive advantage and grow your audience quicker. And today, when we're going to jump in here in just a moment, we're going to try and help you guys focus on HeyGen for today, the software platform that we've been putting all of our resources into maximizing. The technology from the time we started 60 days ago till today, the technology is substantially better. The more people use the platform, which, by the way, it is the most popular platform, they seem to be first to market. So they've garnered the largest market share, and they're the simplest tool to use, and it's the most accurate. And if that's and most affordable too. So there are plenty of better tools out there that we've been using, but we default back to HeyGen because it's inexpensive, it's easy to use, it's fast, it's scalable. So we can get there faster using HeyGen than we can trying to figure out the more advanced, really, really impressive AI software platforms. So let's go from zero to pro with HeyGen in today's workshop without all the tech headaches, which even if you do, you can sign up for a 15-minute call at schedule15minutes.com with me, and I can even help you strategize on how to solve any problem that you have with HeyGen and how to turn it into a winning strategy. All right. You want to plug HeyGen and what we're talking about today straight into your business so you look like you've cloned yourself, so that you can have a team like a VA team. You can build a bank of videos or a clone, so that the whole point is you can just drop a script in, somebody can hit render, and you now have a piece of content that you could be sitting on a beach in Hawaii and the content keeps rolling in as long as somebody's dropping scripts into your avatar. And the intro of today's show was an example of exactly that. Instead of me doing the intro, we threw a script in there. We didn't spend much time perfecting it and training it, although you can, and it gets better and better and better the more you train your AI clone. And I encourage you to do that. I'm seeing a question about security. Yes, there are. HeyGen has security and privacy policies, so please watch that. There's a short video, or you can read their privacy policies, but they work really hard at making sure that they are scrubbing the web, and anybody who is using your AI clone, it's being identified and reported to the internet service providers. And so isn't it better that you own your own clone and people know who your clone is and what you look like as a clone? Don't fake it, embrace it. And people are fine with that as long as you don't say it's the real you and then try and pass it off as a clone. You'll always be able to intuitively tell the difference. So embrace it, have fun with it. Don't take yourself so seriously. Every advisor who's told me, I'm not doing that, that's not me, it's cheesy. My just personal opinion, you're letting your ego and your pride get in the way of growing your business. People want to be entertained while they're being educated. It's always more enjoyable. And if you take yourself so seriously that you can't join in that fun and humor and that kind of childlike joking around, then consider taking a second look at how you feel about your business, how you feel about yourself, and how you can make yourself more relatable to your audience. All right. We're gonna jump in on some hacks that I talked about earlier. So let's just go ahead and jump right in. And we've talked about it, but the problem that nobody wants to admit is, and what's broken in our industry, it's not knowledge. It's not your ability to access different strategies or products or services. Even though we all think we've got a better idea than everybody else, we all feel that way, right? But that's not the differentiator in our industry. It goes back to what I said earlier. It's about attention and garnering attention. That's the most important. If all you write down is attention and you post it on your mirror in the morning, and that you have to be ruthless, do anything you can. I don't care if you're standing in line to buy a cup of coffee, meet people, shake their hand, give out your business card. You've got to get attention. You got to grow your audience. And if that's not you, you're in trouble. Then go get a radio show and pay the $100,000 to do an hour radio show each week on AM radio, because you're not going to survive unless you get in front of enough people. And so it's not that you're not better. It's that you need to be louder. You need to be in front of more people. So the controversial truth, if you don't figure out how to win attention, your expertise doesn't matter. Don't let that happen. You've put too much into your career. You have too much experience to let somebody else win your business simply because they're louder and they're not better. So you have a question. I have a question for you, and I said it in Digital Advisor Weekly. Do you want to be the blockbuster of the business, the movie house blockbuster? Do you want to be blockbuster in a Netflix world? Because just look at what happened to Blockbuster, right? Most people my kids didn't even know what a blockbuster is these days. That's how quick it happened. And that's how quick this is going to happen with us. And I want you guys to stay ahead of the curve. All right, let's jump into the playbook. So this is where HeyGen completely changes the game. And I'm going to walk you through exactly how you can go from 0 to pro step by step. So we broke this down in detail last week, but today we're going to hit some key instructions so that we can make sure it's fresh in your mind. It's familiar when you go and try and set up a clone. And so you can lock that in with a good clone and use it over and over and over again. Because when you can't be there to garner attention, your dependable 24/7 clone can. So that's what's so valuable about it. So number one, step one, if you're taking notes, because I didn't do bullet points and all of that stuff this week because it's Labor Day weekend and I'm also going out of town. But number one, build your avatar. Okay, it takes 15 minutes of signing up, $29 a month. And then you just need a good camera, iPhone, clean the lens, put it on a tripod, make sure your lighting is good. The best way to do lighting is to have a window with indirect sunlight coming through the window at you, and you're going to get the most balanced, natural lighting for the video. And then you're trying to do a waist up video, and it's usually minimum 3, maximum 10. And what you're going to do is you're going to be talking, and you want as much animation as you possibly can. So find a story that includes all of the emotions, the widest range of emotions that you possibly can, and just run around the block, do some jumping jacks, get your adrenaline going so that you don't sound monotone, and then your AI avatar will sound monotone and will sound like you are reading from a script. You've got to get animated, even get out of your comfort zone, be even more animated than you typically would, because the AI software, it needs to be able to see facial expressions where it sees all of your teeth. So it's not just a small smile, it's a big smile. And the reason for it is whatever the AI cannot pick up in that 10 minutes, it's going to make up. What do I mean? It's going to, like, if it doesn't get a chance to clearly see your teeth, it's going to give you perfect veneers on the top of your clone, and you'll show how impressed you are with your AI avatar to your spouse. And the first thing they'll do is laugh because they know your teeth don't look that perfect. So it's important when you're building your clone. That's the most important piece. Keep cloning it and keep uploading different types of looks. Change clothes, record another video, do a different topic, do a really serious one, do a really funny one. And keep doing it until your clone renders a video that is close, that you are satisfied will represent you accurately and that you would be proud to put out there into the world. So no better investment. That's the most important building block step, is building that clone until it meets your expectation. And it may be that you build it until the technology gets good enough to meet your expectation, but start now. Start now. Let people know that it's, hey, we've been experimenting with using clones so that we can provide you more on-demand education. Check this out. And then you can play a content video. You could pre-record that intro and put it in front of any avatar video if you want, if that makes you feel more comfortable letting people know that there's a disclosure, or you can simply put it in text in the bottom of the screen. But start now and keep iterating till you're satisfied. Okay. Number 2, script it tightly. Writing your script is everything. Script writing and AI will become the future. Those who know how to prompt AI better than others are going to get better results. They're the ones who are going to own the space. Why? Because they know how to get AI to give them the result that meets your expectation. Be opinionated with AI. If you're going to ChatGPT to create a script, say, I don't like that. It's too boring. I don't like that. Make it funnier. That's too funny, too animated. Tone it down. Make it more serious during this part of the script. Whatever it is that is an instinctive feeling that you experience while watching a sample rendering of a video, and you need to argue with ChatGPT or Bard or whoever else you're creating the script for, and you keep telling it your opinion until it gives you what you want. See, AI isn't like your employee who is answering phones, and when you walk out there, you have to ask about their day and compliment them, take some interest in them, just so you can ask them to do a project for you, because you don't want to be bossy and walk in the room and tell them what to do and walk back and walk away. But AI will. You can be as direct, to the point. With, I still see people asking it please and thank you, which is great, but AI doesn't care. Be opinionated. Demand it be done the way you want. All right. And you'll get better and better at it, so that you don't have to, you won't go 7 iterations of a script, because if you're doing it on a regular basis, you'll get what you want the first time. Pay for a ChatGPT Plus account, and it will memorize your preferences and stop making the same mistakes. That's why I love a Plus account. There's also a paid, I think it's a Bard account. Bard account that does the same thing. All right. Number 3, generate and repurpose. And what do I mean by generate? Take your script, put it in HeyGen, and we're going to show you how to use SSML coding so that you're telling HeyGen, when do you want the avatar to be excited, and when do you want the avatar to fall off? Or it's going to end up monotone. So we're going to build a script, and then we're going to ask ChatGPT to rewrite it in SSML code so that you can copy paste it into HeyGen and get a more natural speaking avatar. These are our hacks, and you're going to see them here in a video that we're going to show you in just a second. And then once you have that process of writing a good script, putting it into HeyGen, generate the video, you can repurpose that content 1,000 different ways. Like I said, makes it easier to include platforms you wouldn't normally find yourself on. Now you can render as many versions of it as you want, and you can iterate it across the entire web. You can even create videos that go into a live presentation during a workshop. It's endless, the things that you can do with this. Okay, number 4, distribute, which I kind of got ahead of myself. Yes. Make sure when you're writing a script, make sure to tell it what platform it's writing a script for, because the way that you script for your Instagram is not the same way you would script for TikTok, which we're going to come out with a guide to help you understand the differences. And I try not to do guides, but in this particular case, we're going to make it graphical and show you the differences between scripting in each platform. But for the most part, you don't even need that, because you just tell the AI, write this script for Facebook. Now rewrite this script for Instagram. And then it's just cut, paste, render a video, good to go. You don't even need to be there if you have a virtual assistant who's doing it for you. All right, now let's take a look at our first short tutorial, and this is about scripting.
All right. If your video was a sandwich, the script is the meat. Without it, all you've got is soggy bread and disappointment. So let's build a script that's so good, even an AI will sound like it's auditioning for Netflix. Step 1, head over to ChatGPT. This is your AI writing buddy that doesn't complain, doesn't ask for coffee, and works at lightning speed. Here's the magic prompt you're going to paste in. Just change the topic to whatever your video's about. Ready? Here we go. Now let's break that down. Hook grabs attention like the trailer for a Marvel movie. Juicy fact keeps people listening. Call to action tells them exactly what to do next. And SSML, that's basically spice for your AI voice. Pauses, pitch changes, drama. It's the difference between a flat audiobook and Morgan Freeman narrating your life. Once ChatGPT gives you the regular script, you're going to say, boom, now your AI actor knows exactly when to pause, when to lean in, and when to drop the mic. Thanks to SSML, which stands for Speech Synthesis Markup Language. Now just copy that SSML code, drop it right into HeyGen's text box, and you're done. Imagine this. You're sitting at the bank, and instead of just depositing your money, no hours in Premiere, no caffeine-fueled editing binges, just click, render, and watch the magic happen.
And it's so simple that you can also notice the narration is my AI avatar's voice. So even if you just want to narrate a video and have your VA put imagery up, and just like we did this tutorial, you never saw my face once, but that was my voice, and probably better quality than if I tried to do a recorded voiceover, because it's succinct. It never has unnecessary pauses, ahs, and so it's a much more effective way to do voiceover on any video whatsoever. It's super helpful. Okay, so now let's take the next step and look at the tutorial for avatar creation.
Okay, we've got our script. Now we need a face to deliver it. And that face is yours. We're about to build your digital twin, an AI version of you that works 24/7, never blinks too much, and never asks for lunch breaks. There are 3 ways to do this, depending on how realistic you want to go and how much time you've got. If you want a true clone of yourself, here's the move. Record a quick 2-minute video of you talking naturally. Introduce yourself, say a few sentences, smile, look natural. Then submit that video to HeyGen's digital twin training. In a few minutes, you'll have a photorealistic version of yourself that moves, blinks, and talks exactly like you. It's basically cloning, but without the weird sci-fi ethics debate. Maybe you want a fun, animated version of yourself, cartoon style, stylized, or just something different. Open ChatGPT and say, create 3 consistent image descriptions for an animated avatar version of the same person in 1, front-facing view, 2, 45-degree left, 3, 45-degree right. Style, it can be Pixar, anime, comic book, etc. Bright colors, plain background, consistent outfit, and facial features. Or maybe you want something that looks like you, but fits a totally different theme. Maybe a medieval knight, a cyberpunk hacker, or a space explorer. Tell ChatGPT, Create 3 consistent image descriptions of the same person in 1. Front-facing view, 2. 45 degrees left, 3. 45 degrees right. Make the person resemble what specific hair color, eye color, clothing style, and age range. Type in "but in a," and then you can describe theme, e.g. futuristic armor, medieval royal outfit. Spacesuit with ultra-realistic detail, cinematic lighting, and plain background. Once you've got your images, whether they're hyper-real, animated, or themed, upload them into HeyGen. Let it train your avatar, and in minutes, you've got your personal AI actor.
Yes, this is so much fun. I can't stand it. You got to be playing with this. Once you get into it and you see what's capable of, I'm telling you, it's addicting. Even David Harris, who I believe is in the audience today, that video was of his HeyGen account, and he's done probably the best job of creating new looks and new avatars. Every time I turn around, he's got a new look where he's in a different place with a different outfit, and he's training his avatar. I'm curious if David, if you are here, just in the chat, if you can answer us whether you've enjoyed that process or have you just done it out of necessity because you want to get to a point where you've got great clones that you can use. I'm just curious if you enjoyed it or not, because maybe I'm the anomaly, and this creativity trend is super fun. It's the most fun I've had with a new technology. So we'll wait for David to answer in the chat if he enjoyed the process of training his clone. We're going to now move on, and you can see the possibilities of what you can do with it. I believe we are on training the avatar, so let's jump to the next tutorial of training your avatar.
All right, we've got our avatar images ready. Now let's bring them to life inside HeyGen. Hop into HeyGen, go to Create Avatar, and upload your 3 images: front, 45 degree left, 45 degree right, or your 2-minute digital twin video. This gives HeyGen everything it needs to make your avatar move naturally. Hit Train Avatar. The AI works behind the scenes to map your face, your angles, and your expressions, so it moves like a real human, not a stiff robot. Open a new project, drop your trained avatar into the scene, and paste your SSML enhanced script right into the text box. This tells the AI exactly how to speak. Pauses, emphasis, drama, all baked in.
Still marching into battle with your own cash? Rookie move.
Click Generate. In seconds, you'll see your avatar delivering your script like a pro. If something feels off, tweak the script or pacing and regenerate. This is the Frankenstein moment, except instead of screaming, "It's alive," you'll be saying, "Wow, I look good."
And that's David just said that too. Yeah, it is fun because you can't wait to see how it turned out. So, and if you're disappointed, that's okay. You just go back and you tweak it until it does turn out the way you want. But I agree with David. It's like Christmas morning. Even when you already know what you're going to get, it's still the anticipation of how's it going to turn out, and am I going to be happy with it? And when it blows your mind, you want to show everybody. It's around the house. My kids have already told me, "Okay, Dad, I don't want to see another one. I've seen enough." So it is fun. Jump in. Once you get the hang of it, it's easier than you think. Let's watch the last tutorial about adding scenes. And the importance of adding scenes is you don't want to be sitting facing forward in the same position for the entire video, because it doesn't look as natural as if you have different scenes with different images to create a different look or camera angle, which is why we put in multiple images. So let's jump in and take a look at the tutorial for creating scenes.
Now that our avatar's alive, let's make it a star with multiple looks in one video. This is how you keep your audience hooked and your content feeling cinematic. Open HeyGen's video editor and drop in scene 1. Pick avatar look number 1. maybe your main style, and paste the first part of your SSML script here. Click Add Scene. Switch to Avatar Look Number 2. This could be your animated version or a themed style, and paste the second chunk of your script. Keep it short so the pace stays snappy. Add a third scene. Choose Avatar Look Number 3. Maybe your hyper-real clone, or something totally wild. And paste your closing lines or call to action. Add quick transitions between scenes so it feels seamless. Think fast cuts like TikTok, not slow fades like Grandma's slideshow.
And thank you, Marie, for putting all those tutorials together. And thank you for HeyGen that helped us do that while I slept. And now we have a tutorial system that took her, a couple hours to create when I was not even working. And now it can be used over and over and over again. So think about it. Think about the application for advisors. How many times do you answer the same question in your sales process? How many times have you had to explain what a policy loan is, or front-loaded interest in real estate loans, or front-loaded fees in life insurance products? How many times have you had to, maybe you put FAQs on your website. People don't read FAQs, but create an edutainment video with a video that explains those things in an entertaining way. And when you have a meeting with someone and their biggest hang up is the difference between term and permanent insurance, and why wouldn't they just do back-to-back term? Well, explain it, create a fun video with it. And now every time somebody asks that question, hey, I'll send you a short video, and before you get home, it'll be in your email inbox. People love that because it makes it so much easier to get their questions answered than sitting and listening to a lecture or reading a long text answer. All right. But the fun of all of this is exactly what David said. And that's the anticipation of, okay, I can't wait to see the result, like the output, because if we nail it, the possibilities are endless. We can keep using it again and again and again in so many different ways. So let's jump in, Marie, and take a look at results.
All right, you've heard me talk about how powerful AI video reels can be, but let's look at what happens when you actually use them the right way. On TikTok, we tested 3 AI avatar reels: the Simpson reel, the Lego reel, and the skydiving reel. Each one cleared 20,000 views. Yes, 20K plus eyeballs per reel.
Missed last week's episode? The replays are now available. And don't forget to save a seat for this week's episode.
Stick around to learn how to build your own avatar, voice, style, strategy, and all in our free masterclass.
Hi, I'm one of Rob's AI avatars. Missed this week's episodes? Catch the replays now before your competitor does.
On Instagram, we swapped in one more: the Lego reel, the skydiving reel, and the hyper-realistic avatar reel. Every single one broke 15,000 views.
Missed last week's episode? The replays are now available.
Stick around to learn how to build your own avatar, voice, style, strategy, and all.
Same AI magic, different platform. And here's the kicker: none of these required cameras, crews, or endless takes. Just smart scripting, a little creativity, and an AI avatar that fits the vibe.
Which, think about it, if each of those videos got 15,000, that was just for last week's, promoting last week's, that's not even an interesting reel. It's basically just saying, hey, if you missed it, here's a replay. And it still got 15,000 views. To me, that's kind of mind-blowing, because at least with the skydiving one, we actually said the topic and what you're going to learn or what you missed. And if you want to learn it, go and watch the replay. But the reality is just watch the replay from a Lego guy. Still got 15,000 views. Guys, grab attention. That's what we've been talking about. 15,000 people just watched a 30-second, 40-second video. That's free advertising. 15,000 times 4. Now we're talking about 60,000 people saw a free promotional social media post promoting your long form content. And I can't wait to get in future weeks on how we're going to use this to drive traffic to a masterclass that's built with this technology. That's totally like a documentary from Frontline or Dateline. I'm so excited about the release of this. I can't stand it, and we can't work fast enough. I've done 2 all-nighters, and Brian, our AI partner at Redco, is also doing a lot of all-nighters, because the capability of what we can do to create a long-form sales masterclass and have it on demand is absolutely exciting. To distract, I'm looking at comments too. The Lego guys are so annoying. I love it, Allison. And we've talked about this. And so remember, guys, it's unlimited. So if you don't like the Lego guy, and my wife agrees with Allison, she can't stand anything miniature. So she is scared of the dwarfs in Wizard of Oz and can't stand watching anything with Smurfs or Legos or anything else. She can't even go to a movie theater with our kids. It bugs her so much. So that's where you're putting your personality into your avatars. Choose the avatars that fit your personality. And then it's fun, it's creative, it's limitless. All right. And I'm sure you all have favorite cartoon characters, or maybe even favorite music, favorite artists, favorite people in history, and you can incorporate all of that into your variety of avatars. All right. So segment 4. Hey, Garth. What was it? Oh, yeah, somebody beat me to it. Putting it on the screen. Perhaps a wicked version. Oh my gosh, that would be so fun and entertaining. If you guys create something creative, please send me so we can highlight what you guys are doing, because it is so much fun. And it's made me wanting to get on social media because I'm loving what advisors are putting out. I'm actually now enjoying scrolling through social media. All right. The last thing that I promised that I would deliver today, and that is the attention hacking strategy, right? Because attention's everything. We talked about that. Nothing in your business is more important than the ability to garner attention, because without attention, everything else becomes meaningless. But here's the edge that most advisors will never get up to speed on. And it's speed. It's how quick you can get to the market. You got to get there first. You got to get there before your competition. And the one who shows up first is the one who owns the spotlight. The one who repeats until they're unforgettable, they're going to win. And so I use a strategy called the Dominate framework. I'm just going to kind of introduce you to it. If you want the full framework, you can request that and I'll send it to you. But first, in Dominate, D, you got to distribute fast. Speed to market is everything. And so you've got to make sure you're the first one out there with that opinion, so that the only voice out there, if you're the fastest, then you'll be the only one talking on the subject. If your subject matter is something that's a retread that's being repeated by lots of people, then you didn't get there first. And so you're going to struggle to get attention. You want new and creative delivery of messages before anyone else. Okay. And then O in Dominate, own repetition. Repetition means you don't know what works and people don't remember what you say unless you show up first again and again and again and again. And everywhere somebody turns, man, I just saw this person's video reel on Instagram, and now I'm seeing it on LinkedIn, and now I come across it on Twitter. When everywhere they turn, they see you, your avatar, your face, your brand, all it takes is 6 to 8 times before they remember who you are. And then if you can spark a conversation or create some sort of engagement where you take interest in them, you have earned the right to ask for an appointment. And at that point in time, if you've done it right, 50% of qualified leads that have seen you 6 to 8 times and you've had some sort of digital conversation with will agree to a 15-20 minute phone call with you. And I know it because I've done this strategy for thousands of leads where I 6 to 8 touch points and implemented the repetition strategy. Now, a lot of people don't do that because it's so hard to create that much content and post it, and it either costs too much money or too much time. Well, you also, if you don't grow your business because you're not investing enough money or time, then everything else doesn't matter. So then you have to prioritize the time and money investment to make sure that you're first, you're fast, you're first, and you're repeating it. And repeating it is not just every day, it's every platform. All right. And then M in dominate, make it personal. And why personal? If you don't make it personal, then they're not going to remember who you are. They need to be able to associate the delivery of your education, and they need to anchor it to unique stories, because that's all you have. All you have to set you apart from the competition is your own lived life experiences. So make it personal, tie it to your life, incorporate stories in when you have if your house floods and you're shocked and you can't believe it, and I know you have to reprogram your mind for this, then that's an opportunity for you to film that and share how you feel about it, because you will be able to use that piece of content in the future. You'll be able to incorporate it into some sort of story. I gave an example of that when I tried to drive home one night and they had my entire street for half a mile closed down. So I didn't have any choice of anywhere to park and had to drive back to my office and keep working through the night. All right, so making it personal, and I'm going to finish with the I in dominate, and that's innovate consistently. And what does innovate mean? You need, at the end of the day, what does it matter what type of avatar you use? You test different ones, and if you see your least favorite one get 4 times, 5 times the number of views on your least favorite avatar, do you really care? If it's getting 5 times the views, then why does it matter? Remember, oh, well, they're not the right kind of views. Well, it doesn't matter whether the right kind of views or not. All you need, if there's 40,000 views, all you need is 5 people who are the right people. And those 5 people are more likely to see your content because of the other 45,000 people who looked at it, who maybe aren't your audience. The more people who look at your content, the more likely the right person is to see your content. So who cares if somebody watched it from India? They're just amplifying your message. Allison says, yes, if it's the logo girl, I'll iterate, I'll innovate, I'll try it. And then if Allison doesn't get significant more views, she's going to turn around and say, see, I told you, I don't like the Lego person. So I'm interested. Send me the feedback. All right. Your competitors, they'll wait. They're gonna hold off on this technology because it's not progressive enough yet. It's not accurate enough yet. But they'll go use compliance as an excuse, and they'll debate in their office about the efficacy of AI. By then, you'll have already won if you adopt now. That's what we want you to do. Let's wrap up as we're coming up to the end of the hour. We've covered a lot. The HeyGen playbook, and we went through tutorials on how to integrate it into your business marketing strategy for reels, promos, demos, client replies, testimonials. You can use this technology for all of those things. And then we did the the attention hacking strategy and how valuable that is. And biggest thing is just be consistent and persistent and fast. All right, here's the thing. Some of you are going to take this and you're going to run with it, which is amazing. And I promise you, if you do all of those things, you're going to crush it. Some of you may take longer than others, but if you get started today, you have the advantage with the highest success rate. But some of you, you want help. You want to shortcut the trial and error period and actually implement this faster, and that's okay. You can book a call, schedule15minutes.com. I'd be happy to help create a strategy on how we can help walk you through the process or get you a virtual assistant to at the very least, help you set up HeyGen, get it trained, and then you don't have to figure it out on your own. And we can give you the opportunity to be able to do that. So you can click the link in the show notes if you want to grab a spot to be able to get that unfair competitive advantage by getting set up sooner than later. So if you want to be the first to market and make it happen quick, you can call me and we'll figure out how to help you be able to do that. Very, very, very affordably. It's just a one-time setup fee and we'll help you get that going and train you on the platform. All right. So that's it for today's broadcast. So you have 2 minutes if you have a question that I can help you answer. Good. Rob's already got an appointment set and we'll help you get going. Even if you've set up HeyGen and you just want to perfect you're not happy with your avatar, we can help you troubleshoot and figure out why that is and what you can do to help. Yes, Barry, I will reach out to you today. And I want my own YouTube space for avatar marketing. Yes. Will that work? To only concentrate in that one area. I do not want a radio show. Of course. Yeah. We showed you the video reel where you just create video reel content. And video reel means less than 55 seconds. That's the format for YouTube reels. YouTube shorts is what they call it. And then video reels on Instagram and TikTok. Okay. Any other questions? Okay. Awesome, Garth. Love to help you get, man, that's going to be an entertaining channel, Garth, when we get your social media syndicated into a single place. I'm going to go there for entertainment. When I want to check out at lunch, I'm going to go to Garth Hassel's YouTube channel because he has a creative mind and can write amazing scripts. So, and I don't even care if it's about financial advising, Garth. You have a lot to contribute to families, homeschool education, foster care. I mean, there's so many different things that this man is amazing at and has made a huge impact in our culture here in America. And for that, Garth, I'm super grateful and can't wait to support your channel. All right. Well, I hope you're walking away. Oh, wait, we have another one. If we were doing something now, is it record a 2-minute video of us talking naturally and turning our head so that, yes, that's what you want to do. And we talked about that earlier in the episode. Make sure that if you're inside, make sure that the video, there's an open window behind the camera facing you. Don't have the window in any other spot or it's going to ruin the lighting. Or go outside, stand in indirect sunlight, stand in a full shade, and then record from an iPhone, clean your camera lens. Okay, and yes, if you do enough of that, but I'd encourage you to do multiple looks where you change outfits as well and change locations. Be a book talk so I don't have to mess with compliance. Yes, you absolutely can do that. That's what's so great about the cloning. You can make it if it's educational and you don't have to. Some people will do it anyways, but it's not necessary according to FCC, SEC and FINRA rules. If you're just doing something purely educational, you can have an educational brand. Okay. So I'm hoping you walked away and you're ready to ditch old school tactics and start trying some new innovative ones. I want you to clone yourself with tech that actually works. That's why we chose HeyGen, and start owning the spotlight before your competitors catch up to this game-changing technology. So until next time, Stay fast, stay bold, stay unforgettable. And I'll see you on the front lines of the attention garnered on social media.